I made a sweet potato recipe that is mind blowing and I am loving it. Actually, when I decided I was going to be making 5 different meals with potato, I didn't know what those meals would be. I made potato porridge, I made fried potato, I made boiled potato, I even made roasted potato. Then the last one was the question I could not find an answer to. I thought and thought and thought and thought about it. I made research. I didn't like what I was seeing. Potato recipes were so basic, so basic, and I love to try out things. Then I decided, okay, let me try something. Let me make sweet potato balls. Actually, this is inspired from the craving of wanting to eat buns, and I decided, why not let me just add potato into this mix? And at the end of the day, I will call it potato buns and or potato balls. Right now, I'm just going to break my egg, whisk the egg properly, and pour it into my mashed potato. You want to mash that potato to the point that when you put it into a bowl, it's actually going to mold. I actually thought about frying it at this point after adding my egg, but I was like, no, you can do more. You can add more things to just make this recipe bank and slap them more. So I added milk. I know milk was going to soften the whole thing and it was going to make the old dough very messy, but I didn't mind because at the end of the day, I had a plan in mind. I had something I was looking out for, what I wanted to achieve with this particular recipe. So I went ahead and I added that milk. Then I added my flour, I added a pinch of salt, and I kneaded this very well. It was a messy process, but I was willing. I knew that either this thing wins or I win, and definitely I am winning the game. I decided to spice it everything up by adding my pepper mix and butter to it. Just to make everything marry each other properly. I was tasting it when I tasted the dough. The dough was tasting sweet, sweet. And in my head, I'm like, I want that pepper taste. So why not? If not, and it's me that is making it. This is an experimental food. So why not? Let me go crazy with it. And that was how I added butter and went ahead and added my pepper mix. My pepper mix already had peppers, different peppers, rodo and bawa. Basically was what I blended. So I mixed that into my dough and I needed more. I continued kneading till I got the fluffy result I wanted in it. I added my salt and I made sure I kneaded this thing properly because you don't want salt to be in one side. I think if I'm making this recipe again, I'm going to put the salt first after I mash the potato before I start kneading or adding my flour and the lights. But that is something I'll do next time I'm making this recipe. But for today, just manage the recipe. We are just trying to create something out of this, not like this is a perfect recipe. So my flour and my potato was well mixed together because I really dealt with that thing. I made sure I mixed and mixed and mixed until I saw how fluffy, how soft it was. Then the next thing is to pour my flour in the tray so that I can be able to roll my balls. And one advice I will give you if you're going to be trying out these recipes, make your balls smaller, make your balls smaller so that you'll be able to fry your dough very well, and also fry on very low heat. That way it fries deep, and try to make sure your oil covers your dough, your balls. Try to make sure your oil cover your balls because you need to deep fry this particular recipe. So these are some of the mistakes I noticed and in the recipe, but it still came out very nice. In short, my kids actually love it, especially my daughter. They gave a rating and I literally had to post that on TikTok and Instagram. Their rating were all nice, so it was a positive response all through. So after rolling this, I rolled 9 balls in total. Then I decided to put my oil on the frying pan. I added a whole bowl of oil into the frying pan and let it get hot. Then I started frying. So would you be trying this particular recipe? And if you would, please tag me to your videos, tag me to your content, either on TikTok, either on Instagram. Just tag me because I would want to see how it came out. Meanwhile, if you have watched this video to this point, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and just give us a thumbs up basically. Yeah, that is what we want. Thank you in advance. I wish I had started experimenting with food earlier because tell me now, I am so much in love with cooking. I am so, every minute my head is thinking, what next would you cook? What next would you be trying out? What next would you create? Most of these recipes might not be perfect, but I know that says I am going to get better at this. And I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has supported me, everyone who has followed me, everyone who has liked or drop a comment in the comment section. I love you and I thank you for everything you do, for supporting this small YouTuber who is just starting out all over again. And I really do appreciate everything. I appreciate your likes, your comments, your thumbs up, every one of them. And don't forget to share our page to other people so they can see what we do here. We're not trying to fake it. We are living the true real life content. We are not trying to act like we are aesthetically pleasing. This is just a real African family eating what we love to eat and making memories from it. I ended this recipe by adding syrup to this and it was bad. It was sweet. It was yummy.